Hey, what is up, guys? Your boy Seven here, back with another video. And like I promised, I'm trying to be more consistent. And today we're doing a review of the game in question, Alone in the Dark. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna be too harsh on this review. It's gonna be quick, not gonna drag it out. I just gotta say my piece because the game was the most boring, uninteresting game I've ever played. It wasn't a bad game, because I played a lot of bad games, but this game was boring. And the reason I'm not going too hard, because it's made by indie studio, THQ Nordic. I don't know why they chose these guys, but THQ Nordic chose Pieces Interactive. I looked up Pieces Interactive. They made about 10 games, including Alone in the Dark. And the games that they created were all like 2D point and click adventure games. I think they had like one 3D game, but they did not have experience in survival horror. So I'm not sure why THQ Nordic picked them to do this, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm not gonna go too harsh. This is an indie studio. Now, if it was a AAA, they're getting tear to shreds. But I gotta keep it a buck and be honest. So the reviews were right. I remember when the game dropped about a month ago. It took me a month to finish this because mostly due to my scheduling in my life. But the fact that this game is boring and uninteresting. But the reviews, when it came out about a month ago, I didn't look at them, but I've heard rumblings, people say the game wasn't good, things like that. So I tried to avoid it, and formulate my own opinion. But safe to say, they were right, bro. This game is just, it's boring. It's not fun. It's janky, like from the animations to the cutscenes, like the tone of this game is everywhere. Now, I never played the original Alone in the Dark. I played the 2006 version on the PS3, and that was my entry to the series. But as we know, this is a reboot of the remake, and I'm not sure, was the original game like this? If you guys are a fan of the original game that came out, can you tell me, was the game just this boring, convoluted, and uninteresting? Like, when I played through this shit, I didn't understand what was going on. I was just going through it just to go through it. Now, this is not gonna be a totally in-depth review. I'm just gonna tell you the stuff I didn't like, and it's a lot I didn't like. Puzzles. Puzzles were damn near too easy. There were like one or two that kind of made me really use my brain. Other than that, the puzzles were easy. I guessed on some of these puzzles. I was like, oh shit. And it's on stream too, on proof. If anybody decides to even watch that or whatever. But like, some of the puzzles were too easy. Shooting mechanics were terrible. Animations are clunky and junky. And I like janky games, but when it comes to survival horror and you gotta dodge enemies and you gotta like run away, like, and the controls are janky like that, it's not a good thing, man. And there was a certain point in the game where the camera goes to the overhead. Fuck, how did it goes to a fixed camera angle. There we go. I can't believe I fucking forgot that, and I'm a survival horror fan. But it's called fixed camera angles. There's a point in the game where it goes to a fixed camera angle, and holy shit, it showed how bad the controls were. Like, I tried to move my character and the character would just go the opposite way. Like, I don't think they got those transition points right, and it just felt real bad. I can't tell you guys anything about the story. I'm not even gonna attempt to. All I know was the last boss fights. Oh, and oh my god, these boss fights were ridiculously easy. Like, the last boss fight, I have video evidence of me just cheesing the boss fight. Like, I stood in the corner, the boss couldn't touch me, and I was just peppering the boss. Simple. So this game is just, it's not worth, it was not worth the full $60 that I paid for it. I'm sorry, man. This game is worth like 20 bucks the most. It's just boring. Like, I didn't care for the characters. Gracie, the only little shit, the little girl. Like, again, the tone, I don't understand. Like, 1 minute the game is all serious, then it just cuts to jazz music, and they're trying to make jokes. but it's like the characters are not like they're just reading off the script, and the because you get to play as two characters, like I said before, Emily and the other dude. I know the other dude, he's a famous actor. I just can't pinpoint his name, and I'm not about to search it up. I'm sorry, brother. I don't know if you just did this for a check. I seen the behind the scenes when they were dropping these videos leading up to the game, and they were talking about how Alone in the Dark is this, how they were, you know, going through the game, making the game, talking about the experience of it. And I'm like, brother, were you lying to us? Because the performance on these games, like the acting felt flat. It just felt like they weren't actually talking to each other. They were just reading their lines. And it just didn't carry any weight. The plot is too damn convoluted. And for the first time in survival horror, I didn't want to read all those damn notes. It was too much reading. And I know that's gonna make some people, you know, I'm like, oh my god, he's not reading the notes you're supposed to read. It's part of the lore. Brother, I am sorry. The story did not capture me within the first, and the game is only 6 hours. I don't know why it took me that long to beat. The game is only 6 hours, people. 5 chapters of boringness and nothingness. And within the first hour or two, it didn't capture my attention, bro. I was just like, all right, I'm just playing it to play, bro. Everything was just not up to par. And can't really fault them. They're an indie studio. They didn't really have the experience. But this kind of kills it for me if they make a sequel. If the sequel is done by Interactive Pieces Interactive, I don't think I'm gonna buy it until it's on sale. I'm not buying the sequel straight off the jump for $60. You can play, keep skipping over this part, but you can play, it's an A and B story. I played Emily's story. I'm not going back to play the other dude's story, because it's probably gonna be damn near the same. I'm not sure if there's multiple endings or whatever. I think I got the good ending, but I'm not going back. Literally last night, right after I got off stream, I deleted this game off my system. That's how boring it is. I've never done that to a game before. Like even bad games, it's just like, yo, this is just a waste of time and space. I don't see myself playing this ever again, unless one day I'm like super drunk or high and like for shits and giggles. But to play this again, I don't think so, man. There's other survival horrors that do it better. There's other survival horror games that just does this better, man. I'm sorry. Like Pieces Interactive, I honestly, truly am. I don't know if you guys needed more time to cook in the oven. You know, the only thing I can say is that the game, it looks good, but everything else is just janky. So I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't want to give it a score because, like I said, I don't want to be too harsh. I just got to give it the truth. What people are saying is true, man. It's just, it needed more time in the oven. They needed help. So, Alone in the Dark, I don't think they're gonna get a sequel. They tried to reboot it, but this was a bad start for the reboot of the series. Who knows? Unless THQ Nordic give it off to another studio, then sure, I'll gladly try the second game if they continue off. But hopefully, it just takes a different direction, because this was not it, bro. But now that I'm done with it, I can finally move on to Stellar Blade, Dead Island. I'm pretty sure it came out with a DLC, so I got stuff on my plate that I gotta catch up on. But yeah, that's my review for Alone in the Dark. The boring, convoluted mess. 5 chapters. Oh man. Even my reaction, there was a point where the main character said, I don't even know what's going on. And bro, I damn near fell out my chair.
Emily, are you all right?
I don't understand anything that just happened. What was that?
Neither do
The
me.
whole gang was a cult dedicated to something called the Black Goat of the Woods.
Because I was like, yo, bro, you and me both. We don't know what the hell is going on in this story. It's like the game knew itself. They knew what was like. It's just crazy, man. But hey, that's my review. Not gonna drag it out too long. I said my piece. It is what it is, man. I'm sorry. Pieces Interactive. Maybe you guys could do next time on do better next time on something else, man. Peace.
When you get mad, you say trust God, yelling you should come down from there.